Hello Year 10. This is a brief introduction to War of the Worlds. Your teacher will have asked you to read this text over the summer holidays, and this little video is just to help you get started with chapter 1. But just look at the title briefly. The War of the Worlds uses alliteration, creating a hard sound effect because the subject matter is war. The Coming of the Martians, which is the title of book 1, creates this sense that there is no escape from this Martian invasion. Wells is trying to frighten his reader right from the outset with his titles, and you've got biblical references to the last book in the Bible with this title as well. The reason H.G.Wells is so interested in the last book of the Bible is because it describes the end of the world. So look out for lots of references to apocalyptic, hellish imagery used throughout the whole novel. The book was published in 1898. He sets this novel around 1895. The Victorians at this particular time are at the peak of their power. The British Empire is an incredibly strong force in the world. H.G. Wells has written this book to make humans question their confidence and arrogance, and he's highly critical of these attributes of human nature. Chapter 1 is quite difficult to get into, mainly because there's a lot of technical, scientific knowledge thrown at us. Wells gives us lots of facts about Mars. He's trying to get us to understand why the Martians would want to leave their planet. The main concept that he conveys to us is that human beings are being watched, scrutinised and studied by Martians, and they are completely unaware of it. We get to understand about the transient nature of Mars's climate. This simply means the ever-changing nature of Mars's climate. So we understand this unstable planet that the Martians want to leave, and they look sunward and see this attractive ocean planet of Earth. He highlights a lot of mistakes that man has made. There's war and inhumanity, and we learn about in 1894 how the Martians develop space travel. And again, he uses quotations like flaming gas is rushed out of a gun to show the evidence of that. It's ironic that the newspapers are barely reporting this news because the Martians are very dangerous later on in the novel. How does Wells create a frightening and nightmarish vision in the opening of The War of the Worlds? There's one key idea that he wants to convey, and it's this concept of the Earth being watched and scrutinised keenly and closely by intelligences which are greater than man's. The most striking image at the start of the text is the comparison of humans to Infusoria, which is a microscopic bacteria. Wells says, just like a scientist would look down a microscope and observe bacteria and they don't know they're being watched, in a way the Martians watch humans from their own planet, and humans are completely unaware of the fact that they are being watched. He is trying to frighten his readers. He's trying to convey a nightmarish vision of what it would be like if humans met a power much greater than their own, and that's what he sets up in this novel. What you ultimately have to remember is that in the 19th century, late 19th century, the idea of aliens and Martians trying to invade the planet would have been a wholly original and unique idea. This would have been a terrifying concept to Wells' readers. Okay, another question that's posed in chapter 1 is, why is Earth so attractive to the Martians? And Wells gives us a number of reasons. Mars is older, so it's nearer its end. There's less sun reaching this planet. Because man is so vain and so arrogant, they actually make themselves quite an easy target. Man is blinded by his vanity, is what H.G. Wells says in this chapter. He also describes how cold Mars is. Even its equatorial region, the midday temperature is barely approaching that of our coldest winter. and the climate struggles to stabilise, regulate itself. So this is a much older, weaker planet in many ways. The oceans have shrunk, and we sort of start to understand why the Martians are so keen to invade Earth. Okay, finally, how are Martians presented as smarter than humans? This is another central idea to chapter 1, and there's a lot of key quotations that you can see there to prove the Martians are not only more intelligent than humans, or depicted as being more intelligent by H.G.Wells. They are cool, meaning unemotional. They are unsympathetic. They don't care when they come to invade the Earth. They calculate this scheme very carefully. They have amazing mathematical learning, and it's in excess of our own. Humans are inferior animals, H.G. Wells says. The fact their planet is dying brighten their intellect, enlarge their power, and ultimately harden their heart. These are, again, reasons why they are motivated to invade. But the key idea is that they are far superior in many ways to humans. Well, I hope that's given you an insight into chapter 1 of War of the Worlds and given you the motivation to get it read over the summer holidays. There are some free audiobooks on the internet that you might find useful. You can download and listen to those whilst reading the text, having the text in front of you. Good luck, and thank you for listening.